Long time ago, there lived two boys named Bosun and Tosin. They grew up like twins. They were not born of the same mother, but ate from the same plate, play under the same moonlight, and later toil on the same farmland. As they grew older, they became inseparable. If you saw Bosun carrying firewood, Tosin wasn't far behind with yams. If Tosin fetched water, Bosun was waiting at the stream. When they came of age, they joined hands and cleared a wide farmland beyond the udara tree. They planted cassava, yam, maize, and pepper, working side by side from dawn till sunset. At harvest, they shared everything equally. They would load baskets of fresh goods on their heads to the market in the next village. There they were known as the two sons of the great man, humble, hardworking, and always laughing. One sunny market day, while Bosun was arranging baskets, Tosin eyes caught a young woman selling herbs under a red umbrella. Her name was Busola, graceful, with a voice like warm palm wine and eyes that sparkled with curiosity. They spoke. The next market they spoke again, and the next. Soon, Tosin began to visit her village every few days after the market closed. Bosun noticed, "You are going to that girl place too often," Bosun said one evening as they tied yam. Tosin laughed. "You don't like love again?" he said. "I just like her, but I am not dating her. You know I am married, right?" But Bosun didn't laugh. Slowly, his heart became heavy with suspicion. He started counting their goods more often, making lines in the dirty with a stick. One week, a bundle of cassava seemed short. The next, a bag of pepper looked smaller. Tosin, Bosun confronted him. "Some of our goods, they miss. And now only you dey go the other village. You dey sell am for your babe?" he asked. Tosin dropped his calabash of water. "What? Are you calling me a thief? After all we have done together?" Bosun's face hard. He replied, "I don't trust people that like to hide things." Tosin's eyes watered. "I didn't steal anything and I'm not hiding anything." Then Bosun hugged him suddenly. See this one, oh. I am joking, Joe. Did you take it serious? See my guy is crying. Oh yeah, sorry now. Tosin stood in confusion and could not believe what his friend just did to him. But it let it go because they were like brother and the same blood ran through their vein. Weeks later, the sun had barely risen when Tosin tied his wrapper, carried his healing bag over his shoulder, and began the long walk to the neighboring village. A young hunter there had been wounded by a wild animal, and as the most skilled man in their village, Tosin was called to treat the injury. "I returned before sunset," he told his wife. Name Amaka. She stood at the doorway of their hut, nodding with a gentle smile. His best friend, Bosun, leaned against a tree nearby. "Safe journey, my brother," he said. Tosin smiled. "Look after the farm. I will be back," Bosun replied. "Okay, I will." But even before Tosin crossed the boundary of their village, the betrayal had already begun. The moment he was gone, Bosun entered his compound and was welcomed, not because he was a family friend, but with a warm embrace for Amaka. It was not their first. For good 5 years, the two had shared a lot of glance, secret meeting, and stolen kissing. But now, with Tosin gone, they gave in fully to their hiding desires. They hold each other. You know I love you, Bosun said. From the first day I set my eyes on you, I have planned and promised myself that I will never let you go. I will not leave you for once. Then she replied, I love you too. It's you I want to be with. This 5 years secret love, I don't want to do it anymore. Let's just find a way. Then Bosun replied, why are you in haste, my dear? Just calm down. He smiled a soft smile. He trusted us both too much, Amaka said. Bosun smiled. Soon, he won't be here to trust anyone. They had a plan. They wanted to marry each other, but in the village, such a thing was unthinkable without reason. So they crafted one to make Tosin appear guilty of stealing and selling harvest goods behind Bosun's back, enough to shame him, even banish him from the village. When Tosin returned that evening, sweat-soaked and exhausted, Amaka served him food without eye contact. Bosun came later that evening, quiet and tense. Something had changed, but Tosin, ever trusting, didn't question anything at all. In the days that followed, Bosun began counting their farm harvest again. 3 baskets of pepper missing, he said one morning. Tosin replied, you have started again. Did you remember you did this the last time? You've started again. He waved it off. I am not joking this time around. And that day, it was not a joke, I mean it. But I didn't find any evidence. That is why I decided to keep quiet. Bosun started shouting, I will not take this anymore. Enough is enough. For all this nonsense, I cannot be working and someone is packing all the benefits. Tosin thought it was a joke, but with time, he can see the seriousness in his friend's face. Then he wiped his sweat from his face. Are you sure? I don't even understand what you are even saying anymore. I don't even understand you again. I'm confused. What is it? Bosun replied, I can notice that the pepper is reducing and the yams are not like before again. Then he asked him, shake well, maybe you forget or you miscount. No, Bosun said. He insisted that he will report him to the elders so they will give him the punishment he deserved. Bosun gathered the elders and took the matter to the palace. When they reached the palace, the compound was quiet with the sun casting long shadow. The king, a man of few words but deep wisdom, sat on his throne. Bosun stepped forward. My king, my friend is stealing our harvest and he is selling it for his girlfriend. The king looked at Tosin. What did you say about this, my son? Tosin bowed. My king, I swear on my father's name, I didn't steal anything. I swear, I didn't steal anything. I went there to treat wound and buy herbs. Tosin explained. I also see a woman there, yes, but I didn't love her. We are just friends, and I didn't sell anything behind my brother's back. Bosun folded his arms. So all the missing harvest, na spirits they carry am, abi? To make things worse, Amaka stepped forward. Forgive me, my king, she said before the king and council. But I saw him twice hiding small sack of pepper behind the hunt. I was too ashamed to speak before. Tosin turned to his wife, his voice broken. You too? She didn't answer. The crowd gathered at the palace ground, filled every corner with whispered and eyes full of judgment. Word had already spread like wildfire. Tosin, the honest and the humble farmer, was accused of theft by his best friend and his own wife. Many came not to witness justice but to watch a man fall. The king sat on his throne, dressed in a red wrapper and a lion teeth necklace that swung with every breath he took. His face showed no emotion, but his eyes, those sharp, ageless eyes, watched everything. Tosin stood in the middle of the circle, barefoot and dust. His bag of herb still hung across his shoulder. He had rushed to the palace as soon as the messenger came. He didn't even have time to wash his hands after attending to a sick child in the village. Then came Bosun, clean, shaven, well-dressed, standing tall with the confidence of a man who had already won the court of public opinion. The palace guide struck his staff 3 times against the ground. Let the matter be heard. Bosun stepped forward first. My king, he bowed deeply. I came with a heavy heart. The man standing there, my own friend, my own brother, has been stealing from our farm. Goats that we harvest together. He secretly sells them in the other village. He thinks I didn't know, but I've been counting. Every basket missing. Pepper sack lighter than usual. I kept quiet for weeks, but it is too much now. Tosin's mouth fell open slightly. He took a small step forward, blinking. Bosun, what are you saying? Me? Still? But Bosun didn't look at him. Then Amaka stepped forward. She looked time, her head bowed, her voice soft but sharp enough to cut. My king, she said, it is true. I don't want to say anything because he is my husband, but I saw him twice, early in the morning hiding pepper sack behind our hunts. When I asked him, he said it is nothing, don't worry about it. But I didn't know it will come to this. Tosin's word began to fall. He stared at her, searching her face for some trace of the woman he married, the one who once said she never lied to him, even in anger. Amaka, he said, barely able to form word. Why? Why? You know that is not true. She looked away. Tosin turned slowly to Bosun. Bosun, you were there. Every adverse, every market trip. You know how we counted together. You know I never ever took one yam without telling you. Bosun folded his arm, then explained why things keep disappearing. Tosin, explain why you sneak to the other village, claiming you are going to treat people but stay late every time. Maybe you are treating someone else, or maybe you are trading behind my back. The villagers speak in low voices. One woman spits into the grass. This word is something else. The most honest man is now a thief? Tosin's voice cracked. No. I went to the other village to treat a hunter and to buy some roots. And yes, I saw someone there, a woman, and which my friend know about. We are not dating. We are not in love. I don't love her. We are just friends. And I didn't sell anything. Why are you doing this to me? He turned again to Amaka. You said you saw me. You told me you trusted me when I left for the other village, that you take care of the home while I was away. Why now? She blinked quickly, faking tears. Because I don't want to believe it myself. The king raised his hand for silence. Tosin's shoulders dropped, his voice now barely more than a whisper. Is this how I go down? After all the years, after the sweat on the farm, the nights we share, the laughter, the food we split into two, my friend, my wife, tears rolling down from his face. He looked like a man drawing in hair. His eyes were bloodshot from shock. His fingers trembled as if trying to hold into something that wasn't there anymore. The king said nothing for a long time. Then finally, with the calmness of a river before a flood, he spoke. This matter is wrapped like a yam leaf. Looks dry outside, but we don't yet know what is inside. I will not judge today with only voice. Let wisdom speak. He spake with hands to his guide and rose from his throne. The gods will guide me. I will seek the truth in silence before I speak again. That night, Tosin slept alone outside his aunt. No one in the village spoke to him, even his wife. Children pointed at him. Women whispered behind calabash. But the king was not a fool. He had seen many lies hiding behind pretty words. The next day, he sent two palace guides to follow Amaka and Bosun secretly. They returned in the evening with a shocking news. My king, one said, we see them together for the forest path near the other village. They laugh, kiss, and talk about how Tosin is going to leave the village soon. The king leaned back to his throne. So the wind don't blow, foul nyash don't show. He called a private meeting with the village elders. We will tell them with wisdom, he said. The next market day, the king summoned everyone to the village square. Bosun stood tall. Amaka folded her arms. Tosin looked like a shadow of himself. My people, the king began, this case heavy for my heart. But I dreamed last night, and in that dream, a voice said I should ask Amaka and Bosun one question. The king turned to Amaka. You said your husband is a thief. Tell us, how many baskets exactly did he steal? And on what day? Amaka stood in confusion. I don't remember the number. The king nodded. Bosun, you said Tosin used to steal things behind your back. You counted the goods before and after. Tell us how many pepper sacks remain. Bosun stretched his head. Maybe 3 or 4. The king smiled quietly. Tosin, you still stand by your words? He asked. Tosin lifted his head slowly. Yes, my king. I didn't steal anything. The king raised his hand. My people, the truth has showed face. A person that speaks the truth don't used to fear details, but liar do fear too much light. Then he announced, last night my guide saw Amaka and Bosun together, plotting to remove Tosin from his land so they will marry each other. The crowd shouted, ha! Amaka dropped to her knee. My king, I beg. Enough, the king roared. You commit, you betrayed not just a husband, but this village. And you, Bosun, you forget friendship, blood, and brotherhood for a woman and greed. He stood. From this day, you both are banished from this village. You will carry your shame to where your lives belong. The guides led Amaka and Bosun out as the village watched in silence. No one clapped, no one smiled. Even the wind seems to stop. Tosin stood quietly, eyes closed, tears rolling freely. Later that night, the king called for him. Tosin, he said, truth is not always loud, but it's strong. You suffered, but you kept quiet. May your farm prosper double. Tosin nodded. Thank you, my king. Tosin returned to the farmland, alone but not broken. As the next season came, he planted new seed. This time, not just in the soil, but in his heart, seed of wisdom, seed of patience. And this time, he harvests alone, but in peace. Moral lesson: no matter how long lies may run, truth will always catch up, especially when the wise are watching. Betrayal may wound, but it cannot destroy a soul rooted in honesty. Thank you for watching this video. Kindly share your thoughts with me in the comment section. What lesson did you learn from this story? Share this story with your loved ones. And please subscribe to this channel if you've not done so by now. Till I bring another story your way. Bye.